seats.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Earned your keep this morning, all right? I'll take it. Sorry. Oh, that's all right, we good? We're good. All right, you guys ready back? All right, cool. Gail, call the Board of Public Works and Capital Assets meeting to order of June 13, 2023. Roll call. Gail is here.
Zarnecki here.
Seifert here.
Segala here.
Great. Item number 3 is approval of minutes of the May 9th, 2023 meeting. We're all here, so any additions, corrections, subtractions, notations? Otherwise, we'll look for a motion.
Seifert moves to approve the minutes of 5/9/2023.
Zarnecki second.
Roll call. Gail, aye.
Zarnecki aye.
Seifert, aye.
Segala, aye.
Thank you. Item number 4 is review of common council actions related to public works and capital assets. I assume that's you, Andrew. Anything of note?
Sure. Just checking in with you guys. As you know, Carly left us, so wanted to get back in front of the board. Really light agendas, actually, but some pretty big pieces moving. On the May 20th meeting, we approved a Safe Routes to Schools Phase 1 award in the amount of about $640,000 to Lalonde Contractors. So, and I was just pulling up, a lot of the work is around the Shepherd Hills Elementary School. But with that grant, and Andrew, you can jump in here because you did a lot of the work on this, and it's been a long journey. Really good job there. Anytime you can get $640,000 worth of work and be reimbursed for about $512,000 of that, it's a pretty good day for the city. So really good stuff there. We also approved two finance development agreements and amended the original finance development agreement with the developers, Barrett Low Visionary Development. So in the Phase 3 parcel, which is the acreage that you see out here kind of by the Steel Warehouse of Wisconsin, north of Forest Hill, that 9-ish acres, that'll be about 300 additional multifamily units going in over the next couple of years. And then there's also a small piece in, which is the Phase 4, which is north of the Phase 1 building, the Emerald Row, between that and the freighter. That's about another 100 units. So, overall 399 units, and that really rounds out the residential profile of Drexel Town Square. So really elegant, nice luxury apartments. They're all luxury nowadays, but these look really good, and approvals will be moving forward. Entitlements will be moving forward through Plan Commission and all the King's horses. So good stuff there. And then on the June 6th meeting, the Common Council awarded a contract to parking lot maintenance in the amount of about $175,000, and that finalizes the sidewalk segment that is just south of the Hub 13 apartments on 13th north of Drexel, all the way back then to Drexel Avenue. So there was a missing gap. Some of you recall the county project of several years ago that took a really long time, and I think they changed contractors midstream there, or really had to do some arm twisting. We held off on the sidewalk on that piece, knowing we didn't really have a firm vision for that Highgate development, which is that area on the northeast corner of Drexel and 94. So very light on the agenda, but a lot of work. The last piece, which you were all well aware of, and hopefully you received a copy, the Common Council did adopt the North Bluff Planning Study, which is a technical term for a really, really cool park at Lake Michigan and a bluff stability project. And those projects are well underway at this point. Large Stone coming in for the revetment, and Matt Sullivan did a really great public information meeting a few weeks ago, and what did it say, 40, maybe 50 people throughout the night. It was a really good presentation. So we will forward that presentation to everybody, all of the Plan Commission and all the other boards, as well as the Board of Public Works. So with that, any questions on that?
Fred, anything? Okay, cool. All right, thank you, Andrew. Moving on, item number 5, then consider motion to approve a progress payment number 2 for a Howell Avenue Water Relay Project.
So this is a payment for the Howell project for Oaks. They are approximately 50% done on the project. All of the directional drilled main along Howell is in. So they're working on the side streets. And then they'll drop back and start working on more laterals. Last thing I'll be working on is the intersection of Groveland. So still got some work to do out there. But this is about $559,000 for the progress payment.
I asked you this once before, but that just piqued my interest. That's going to be before or after the 4th of July parade organization, so.
Probably during the parade. Yeah. So trying to coordinate with them on how that all lines up and what we're going to need for the parade, access, and everything else.
All right.
We pushed it off so we didn't interfere with school, but timing-wise now it's going to fall into the parade time.
Brian, are they going to finish that project by this summer or the end of summer?
Yes, by August they should be done with that project.
Okay.
And then the Forest Hill project is supposed to start in August. That'll close Forest Hill again, east of Howell.
Andrew, I don't know who can coordinate to make sure that the 4th of July planning committee has an idea what's going on there.
I'm working on that, Ken.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Any other discussion, questions? Otherwise, we'll take a motion there.
Zarnecki will make a motion to approve progress payment number 2 for the Howell Avenue Water Main Relay Project to AW Oaks and Son, Inc. in the amount of $559,048.17.
Thank you. Roll call, Gale is aye.
Zarnecki, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Thank you. Motion, item number 6 is consider a motion to approve progress payment number 3 for the Forest Hill Manor Water Relay Project at Wilcom Excavating.
This is the Forest Hill Manor Water Main Project. That project is complete except for some punch list items. Biggest thing is restoration of the grass. The sod didn't take very well. We haven't had a whole lot of rain. They have been watering out there daily, but it's still not taken. So they got to come back, fix that. A couple of odds and ends of things. And then later on, the city will be going back and doing a mill and overlay on that project. So that's part of the annual paving project. But the water side of that project is essentially complete. So this is a progress payment for $128,000 and some change.
Brian, do you know when they're going to finish the street and Forest, that Forest Hill area?
I don't know what the schedule is yet for that. That's part of the annual paving project, and we have not had a pre-con yet with the schedule with start paving yet. So don't know when that's happening, but it will be this summer sometime.
Thank you.
Intent would be to have that wrapped up before school starts. We have to coordinate that paving work also with the Safe Roads to School project is doing some ramp improvements in that area as well. So we want to get everything completed and then do that final paving course so we don't have any seams or cuts in the new pavement.
All right, motion on 6.
Seifert moves to approve the progress payment number 3 for Forest Hill Manor Water Relay Project to William Excavating in the amount of $128,067.10.
Zarnecki will second.
Roll call, Gale is aye.
Zarnecki, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Thank you. Next, item number 7 is consider a motion to approve progress payment number 1 for the Susan Drive Water Relay Project to Globe Contractors.
So this is another project that's going on right now. All the water main is in. They're currently working on laterals for this project. So they should be wrapping this up here in probably another month. They'll be getting out of there. So that's nice. They came in, really hit this one hard. So first progress payment, it's about half the payment here for $180,729.90.
Questions? All right, we'll take a motion on 7.
Zarnecki makes a motion to approve progress payment number 1 for the Susan Drive Water Main Relay Project to Globe Contractors in the amount of $180,729.90.
Seifert seconds.
Great. Roll call, Gale is aye.
Zarnecki, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Thank you. All right, item number 8 then is the utility vouchers for April. If you guys take a peek there and have any questions, I guess direct them to the appropriate staff. Otherwise, we'll have a motion when you're ready.
Seifert moves to approve the utility vouchers for the payment in the amount of $1,589,886.03.
Scully seconds.
Roll call, Gale is aye.
Zarnecki, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Scully, aye.
Great. Any highlights then, Brian, out of the admin and ops reports?
Nothing really out of the ordinary. A lot of projects that are happening right now. Still got a bunch of design work. Got a lot of water that's going out with not having a whole lot of rain. So we have a new high of 13.8 million gallons was our peak day.
Haven't seen that for a while.
No, pumped a lot of water in the last 2 months. So. One other thing, that they fixed a hydrant out on Nicholson. And this is one of the hydrants that hopefully we don't see a lot more of. I think you saw Mark has created a new tool to help with the corrosion in the bottom of the hydrants.
Mark, by the way.
He's one of the distribution workers. So Mark Prober, he's out in ACE right now in Toronto, competing in the hydrant hysteria with Paul Craig. But he's our hydrant guy. So he was trying to come up with a way to clean out a bottom of a hydrant shaft without tearing the whole thing up, digging the whole thing up. So basically create a wire wheel on like a 10-foot arm that he can get down to the bottom of the hydrant and clean it out, because the corrosion was so bad at the bottom of these hydrants. So hopefully that's not something we're going to see as a problem in the future. This one was so bad that they were not able to just clean it up. We actually had to replace the hydrant. So.
Is that particular to any one brand, or is that just endemic?
This is a Mueller, but I don't know if that's the first one we've seen like this. We do have a lot of corrosion in our soils. The stems rot away at the bottom just from the groundwater and everything that we have in our soils. But this one was a challenge.
You guys got anything? You good? Great, that's an informational only. So we'll move on to item number 10, then is consider a motion to approve installation of no outlet sign on South Long Meadow Drive at East Green Valley Lane, sorry. Who's got that?
Morning, I do. Andrew Ledger, design engineer. So engineering received a request to install a no outlet sign on South Long Meadow Drive at East Green Valley Lane from a resident that lives on South Long Meadow Drive south of East Green Valley Lane. This requested installation does not meet the guidance provided in the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. Therefore, engineering does not support the request. The end of South Long Meadow Drive.
Can you make sure you talk into the microphone? Sorry.
Yes. The end of South Long Meadow Drive is approximately 180 feet south of the intersection with East Green Valley Lane, and it's visible from the intersection. There are a couple of alternatives the board could consider. The first alternative would be to not install any additional signing and just leave as is. Second alternative would be to not approve the request and install end of road signing consisting of red reflective diamonds. Engineering's recommendation would be to leave the current installation as it is without any signing. There hasn't been any safety issues that have been apparent at this location.
What was the rationale for the request then?
The request was to keep people from coming down that short 180-foot extension of the road and turning around down there.
I mean, it's an unusual road design, but it's probably not overly uncommon to have these in the city, right?
Yeah, we have lots of locations like this where there's a short stub road that, eventually someday there will probably be additional development to the south and that road will continue where we don't have these no outlet signs. Typically we look at installing these in areas where a vehicle that's approaching that intersection wouldn't be able to see that the road doesn't go through.
And there's currently nothing else there. There's not a dead end or anything. Dead end sign, right?
There is not, correct.
And did you get any other commentary from people at that meeting?
I received one comment from a resident over on the adjacent street. Just, there is a barricade on that street. He was just asking if there could be some touch-up work on that barricade, not related to this request.
Did Steve have any thoughts? Alderman Kirkowski, did he contact you on this?
Steve, Alderman Kirkowski did not provide any comments on this.
Any thoughts, questions?
I don't see any problems putting the sign up on a temporary basis until they develop.
Just to clarify, though, staff's recommendation is no signage, correct?
That is correct. Matt Sullivan, city engineer. I would recommend against any temporary installation. That's not a good practice for the city to get into. We've done that in the past, and it has not turned out to be a positive event moving forward. So we have a number of these cases throughout the city. This is not the only one. To give you a little background, when the subdivision was built, the house wasn't there at that time, and the only house that actually utilizes this little stretch of road was built, and therefore then we extended that road. It is public right-of-way, but with the vision that's there, if you were out there or were there, there's actually bushes right at the very end. So, I mean, theoretically, when you put a dead-end sign, like Andrew said, it's for the purpose of, stopping larger vehicles or anyone that would have an issue turning around or visually couldn't see the end of that roadway to be able to identify that this is not a through street. So at this point, you're 185 feet. If you can't see that, probably shouldn't be behind a wheel of a vehicle, for one. Two, you should be rationally able to make a decision not to go down that stretch of road. So, I mean, we don't recommend getting into situations like this where we're installing signs that really don't meet, the guidance or the warrants necessary in the MUTCD, which is our manual that we follow for sign installation.
On the
I am going to put out a guess here, and this is just my own assumption, is that when the subdivision was built, that was added at that point. That's a typical sign that we don't install any longer. It's just not used that frequent, and it doesn't look like it's been maintained. It looks pretty ratty. It's unpainted, unreflective. It really does not meet the standards nowadays of what should be there, if you have anything. And that's actually a shorter segment of road. Three diamonds. The three diamonds at the very end. That is an alternate that, we still suggest, though that's additional sign maintenance that, granted it's minimal, but, this is a practice that if we want to move forward with it, it can
But
become much.
the resident here is just attempting to keep people from driving down and turning around in their driveway.
Yes, that is a public road, though. That is public right-of-way.
Is there room to actually maneuver at the end of that road
You can do a Y turn.
without pulling into the driveway?
You might have to use the driveway to do it. I mean, most people will use the driveway because of the ease of using the driveway.
That's a built-out subdivision.
It's a built-out subdivision. The only people that are traveling in that subdivision in that area would be visitors.
It's right on the corner of Drexel and Pennsylvania. On top of the
It's not a cut-through, unless you know the area.
make it
you know, I guess imagine the amount of traffic that probably actually goes down that road on a daily basis is probably less than 100 vehicles a day. And the percentage of anybody that would probably utilize that is, I'm going to guess, less than 0.5%, if that, in a week.
I can see the frustration of the person in the neighborhood there, though. People use his driveway, pull in and turn around. It's not a big thing, but I just can see his frustration.
He built it.
Well, I understand.
Yeah. And the person on the corner is actually not the one that requested it.
No.
No, it's not the one on it. It's the one that has the driveway that's off of that stub. I mean, we did not perform any traffic studies or put our counters out there. If you want us to get information, I think it's quite frankly, it's a waste of staff time that we don't have. I want to be honest.
What do you think, Bob?
I'm fine.
No sign. Warrants this.
So a point of clarification, if we go with staff, I recall at a past meeting, the city attorney would prefer a motion to approve and then we all vote nay, or can we have a motion to deny?
Staff is recommending no sign.
Correct. So
Right.
We
So we're making
approve
a motion to approve staff.
positive, no, you approve a positive sign
Make a motion in the positive and you provide a
then-
negative.
and a negative vote. will
Negative
kill the
vote.
motion.
clear as mud.
Positive motion, negative vote, if that's what you
Right.
so choose.
I mean, that's just odd practice because
It-
it defeats the
it-
purpose of someone making a motion on, you make a motion on purpose in the affirmative and then you deny it. It's odd, but
It is strange, but that's the direction we've been given by the legal counsel.
anyway, all right.
Wanna-
We understand. Notes are being well taken. I'm assuming. So, all right, we'll take a motion on item number 10 then. Wrap this up. Okay, we'll move to approve the installation of the no outlet sign on South Long Meadow Drive at East Green Valley Lane.
Zarnecki second.
Roll call. Gail is nay.
Zarnecki nay.
Seifert, no.
Golly, no.
Great, thank you. All right. After all that, we're done.
Golly moves to.
Zarnecki second.
Roll call. Gail is aye.
Zarnecki aye.
Seifert, aye.